Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Yeah, this joker tell me something, yeah, he got a problem with me. Man, I'm like, yeah, well, what's your problem? You know? So he like, yeah, you know, when you be getting up there and you be speaking and everything, and then, you know, I catch you, you know, catching eyes with me and everything, and you be talking about, you know, how it's a privilege to be in this program, and dudes should embrace the program, and, you know, they getting a chance to go on the street, and I feel like you just be talking about me, and it's all about me. So, you know, I be like, you know, looking at you like, yeah, okay, but you don't never say nothing to me directly, so I feel like you got a problem with me, you know? So, this is how easy it is to get yourself tricked up in the penitentiary. This is just how easy it is by people festering thoughts and creating these things in their head and having something against you, and you don't even know why. You know, unknowing what's going on, unaware. You know, so I look him dead in his face, man, because I'm super serious. You know, so I'm looking at him like, first of all, you not even that important to me, and I don't even know if you that important to anybody else, that I would just base my life or base my words and everything around you. And I don't know what would make you think that if I had something to tell you that I wouldn't be man enough to tell you in your face. I said, that's why I'm at your door now, because that little stuff you poured down there at the microwave, I felt like you had something on your mind or something that you wanted to tell me. I said, well, brother, you ain't that important to me for me to get up there and talk and just be about you. I said, if you notice me looking at you, that's because you was looking at me. He said, well, you up there speaking, I'm supposed to be looking at you. I said, well, okay then. I said, but I ain't got nothing personal to tell you. If I had something personal to tell you, I'd tell you. That's why I'm at your door now. I said, so I don't know what you got going on in your mind or what you think. I said, well, brother, I'm not the dude to be playing with. I'm not the dude that you be can walk around and be looking at me and doing a little foolishness and think I'm not going to address. I said, man, you got the wrong brother. I said, don't get this confused. Because I'm in here and I'm made parole and I'm trying to go home, that you could do or say anything to me and I'm not going to, you know, address it, or I'm not going to have a problem with it, you know. So AB was standing right there because AB sleep right beside the dude. AB was walking over there. AB was like, Bank, man, just come, man. I'm like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? He said, well, you know, I'm good too, you know. I'm just speaking my mind. I'm letting you know, what I felt. And, you know, I said, okay, so you telling me that you got a problem with me. What's the problem, my dude? What's the problem? He told me, man, you know, I don't even really want to talk no more. You can just go ahead and leave my cell or whatever. I said, look, bro, I'm going to do just that. I said, but you need to take heed to what I'm telling you. If you got a problem with me, you can address it right now or any other time that you want to address it. But don't get it confused and think that it's going to turn out any way in your favor, my brother. Any way in your favor. He said, yeah, okay. So AB was like, come on, man. I just walked away, but I'm looking at him like, you know, and then, like I say, those little things right there could have turned out bad. Because he could have broke gangster, but I was really praying he didn't. But if he would have, I just was going to drive him straight up in that cell and give him the business and just pray that I don't get in trouble, pray that I don't get late or whatever, because you coming at me with some foolishness, and I don't know what you got in your mind. I don't know what you whispering to other people, your other little Muslim brothers or whatever, and you starting something for nothing. You starting something because of something that you created in your head. Brother, I don't care what you do. If you don't want to be in the program or you do want to be in the program, it don't make me no never mind, because what you eat ain't going to make me poop. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you do. So you done created all this in your mind, and then you walk around here huffing and puffing and not letting me know who is behind me in the microwave, walking by me, looking at me with an old stone face like you a killer, man. Man, you better get away from me. You better get away from me, my brother. I'm trying to tell you, you better get away from me, man. So, you know, I said what I had to say to him, man. think AB went and talked to him after me and said something to him or whatever, but I was just letting him know, man, where I was coming from, man. And, like I say, that was the process of me trying to, weed all of that aggression out of me, because dudes be coming at you with so much foolishness when you in prison, man, that if you don't address it, it just get bigger and bigger, and then it starts spreading, and then everybody's, and you're going to have to address it either now or later. My philosophy was always, head on. I'm coming straight to you. If you got a problem with me and we got to handle it, we going to handle it, but that type of stuff was going on, man. I was trying to stay focused. I was trying to stay, into what I was doing, and I just ain't pay him no more mind. He ended up, getting out of the program probably about 2-3 weeks later. He ended up getting out of the program because he kept beefing and arguing with Pete Pierce, which is a no-brainer. I told y'all from the beginning, you're not gonna win with Pete Pierce. The only thing you're gonna get is kicked up out of this program, and that's what happened to him. But he was a piece of work, man, and I was just glad it went the way it went. So I got back into my grind, man. People started coming in and out of the program, visitors, other prisons and stuff like that. Then you had Saheed Brown come up in there. Shout out to Saheed Brown, man. He was the regional director of the Reentry, and he came in there. He was a black man. He had formerly been incarcerated, a couple of times in his past, had changed his life around, and now he a head of Reentry for prison. Once he was a part of the system, now he worked for the system in a boss position. And like I say, when a dude, and he shared his story, about the things he used to do, what he went through, all the stuff that he was struggling with when he was young. And then he just, he had that light bulb moment in his mind, man, where he wanted to change his life around, man. So I really took to his story. He pulled me to the side one day and told me, he done seen a lot of senior coordinators come through here. He said, man, you got something special, the way you talk, the way people listen to you, the way you can command the audience, man. He said, I know a lot of these dudes, they don't really be wanting to listen or whatever, but I see that they listen more to you than anybody I've seen come through here. So he said, my brother, you need to, keep doing this. And even when you get on the street, you need to, look into doing something like this. So he was like one of the first dudes that really gave me affirmation that, I can really do something with public speaking, man. So he's in touch with me to this day, man. He's a good brother. He's doing his thing, man. He's trying to feed the positive, starve the negative, with his story, and letting other people see, with their eyes where you can go from this to this. So, that was a big inspiration for me, man. And he stays in touch with me to this day, and salute to him. But I just kept on with what I was doing. I was fully into the program. Other dudes that was in there prior before me, they had started leaving. Old man Harvey was a Harvey was a chip, man. Harvey was an older dude that I knew from years back and everything too, man, but he was just crazy. He was in there. He had been there 20-something years. So Harvey just straightforward. He just said, speak his mind and everything. So he pulled me to the side after the thing with the Muslim dude because he had heard about it. So he pulled me down to his cell, and he was like, man, what you doing up there? What is you doing up there at the main cell? Talk to him. What you talk to him about? So I was trying to explain the situation to him. I said, man, I had to pull up on him, man. And he said, pull up on him for what? What you was going to do? I said, I don't know what I would have did. He said, okay, so if he would have swung on you, what you was going to do? I said, man, I would have beat the sense out of him. He said, oh, no, you wouldn't? No, you wouldn't? You going to throw your parole away for that? You going home? You going home? You don't want to go home? I said, yeah, I want to go. He said, well, stay out the way of them dudes. Let them keep on doing what they doing. They're going to be right up in here, or they're going to be right back up in here. Man, you get ready to go home, man, after 30-something years. Man, don't let me catch you in nobody else's cell, man. Man, go on up to your cell, man. I was like, yeah, all right, Harvey, you right. And he was right. He was exactly right, but he just was a funny dude, man. I remember, Harvey was getting ready to leave. Harvey left. A couple of other dudes was in there that I knew that they left. And, man, I just started seeing them go out, and I just kept waiting for my name to pop up on that board. I wanted my name to come up there, man, and I was waiting for March. And, man, I just watched them. I watched them as they leave. And every time before you leave, they will give you a certificate that morning, the day before you leave. They will give you a certificate in the morning meetings of the people who was leaving. They would give you a completion certificate of the meeting. You was leaving the next morning. And I was a senior coordinator, so peers would give me the paper, and I would have to call them up there and present them the paper. So everybody who was leaving before me, I was the one that was giving them out the paper. I was the one that was giving them the paper, shaking their hands, congratulations, this, that, and the third. So I'm like, man, when my time coming, you know what I'm saying? Who gonna give me the paper, you know? So it was a beautiful thing, man. And it was, like I say, building up more anticipation for me, you know, to try to get out there, man, in the free world, man, after so long, after, you know, such a long road. So, you know, I was just watching everything, transform and everything, you know, the process play out. But at the same time, I was living in it, and the closer it was getting to me, I really wasn't believing it. I'm like, man, am I going, you know, and then that little doubt come in your mind, like, man, what happened when it come to me? Is they really gonna let me walk up out of here? You know what I'm saying? After you've been here for so long and they done did everything possible to keep you in here. I'm like, they just really gonna just let me walk out, man? You know what I'm saying? So it was just a surreal moment. It was a surreal feeling, you know, just to be going through, you know, that whole process, you know. And like I say, dudes were still in there, still getting in their feelings, still complaining, still moaning, crying, hollering, you know, about the system. But at the same time, you get ready to get out of the system. So why is you really worried about all the things that's going on in here if it's just a process for you to get out of here? But I never could get over that, man, because it never stopped. It never stopped, man. And you had a lot of hate going on in there. When I had got the position, you had other dudes that was in line to get the position that thought that they wanted to be the senior coordinator. So they was mad because the people gave me the position and I had just came in there. You had one dude, he was hating on me in there. Every time I say something too, he was huffing and puffing, and he was walking around talking about, yeah, I was supposed to be the senior coordinator and they just done gave it to him. And he can't, I mean, all of that little stuff. And I was just trying to, like, man, stay away from it, stay away from it, stay away from it, you know. And we had little groups too. We met on groups. Sometime on the weekend, we had the meetings every morning, but on the weekend, sometimes we had groups where they group us up, like 15 to 20 of us in each group, and we just have topics and discussions. So when we had the groups, in the group that I was in, if dude was in it, everything I said, he had a debate for it. If I said red, he said blue. If I say left, he said right. So I just used to laugh at this stuff, man, at one point, because like I say, I could see that was the devil working, man. He was working overtime to try to throw me off my path, but I wasn't gonna let nothing get in the way of me coming on these streets. If it was possible, I wasn't gonna let nothing short of somebody just coming up to me and swinging on me. Because like I say, as more time went on, I started processing the opportunity that I had, and I knew that I could not let it, you know, slip by me. You know, I couldn't let that opportunity slip by me, man. So I got more and more focused. I started completing course after course after course. Where I only had like a couple of more courses left. It was getting closer to the month that I was leaving. I started seeing other people leave, man. And I remember when I seen, like I said, I seen Trey leave. Shout out to Travion Blunt. When I seen Trey leave, man, he was so anxious and so worried about getting up out of there. But when I actually seen him leave, it was crazy. I seen what's his name? Old boy leave too. I seen my homeboy leave. He left up out of that joint. I can't call his name right now. I seen him leave about that joint. And I was like, man, and he had been locked up for the same amount of time I did. He had been locked up for 33 years. So when I seen him leave, I was like, wow. I was just on Nottaway with him, seeing him jogging the yard. He jogged a lot. He jogged the yard every morning. And I kept on seeing him leave Bay Boy. That's his name, Bay Boy. I kept seeing Bay Boy in my mind. I said, I was just seeing this dude on Nottaway. We was just on there. He was jogging every morning. You couldn't even go out on the yard without seeing Bay Boy run. He run every morning. You know, he had just turned his whole life around after doing 33 years. He was all into the church. He went to church every week. So I seen him leave. And when I seen him leave, and I was like, man, this stuff is real. You know, it's really, really real. You know, and it just was a feeling, man, that I can't really, you know, verbally explain to y'all because of how I was feeling at the time. It was amazing feeling, man, because the whole time I've been in prison, man, everything was about prison. Everything was about surviving in prison. Everything about what was going on around you. Everything was about ducking the danger, you know, picking your poison, picking your fights and your battles and your wars. But now I'm in an environment where it's supposed to be about, healing. It's supposed to be about learning. It's supposed to be about, getting prepared for the streets again, getting prepared to go back into society, back into a place that they said that that you don't belong, a place that they said you might not never get to, but now you in that position where you can get to it. So it just was a whole different thing, something that I really wasn't used to, so I was adapting to that as each moment went by. My counselor, man, she was real instrumental in that stuff, man. She used to tell me all the time, she was like, I told you could do the senior coordinator job. I told you. She said, I ain't even gonna say nothing, but, and she whispered to me, she said, oh yeah, you the best. You the best to come through here, man. You the best one, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I appreciate that. She said, yeah. She said, I'm gonna miss you, boy. You gonna be a hard act to follow. And then, when it got to about a month and a half or 2 months before I was leaving, she was like, who you think should take your job? Or who you think might be better, the next best thing? Ain't none of them gonna be able to mess with you, but who you think? And I'm looking at dudes, I'm like, I don't know. It all depends on y'all. And they had a couple of dudes in mind. And the couple of dudes that they had in mind, I felt like they was really, qualified too. They had a positive outlook. They had that good energy, and they was well spoken. So they was trying to pick my successor when it got to about a month and a half before I left, which was crazy, man. And a lot of things that went on in that short period of time, man. It was just an amazing time. Finally free, man, after 12,045 plus days, man. Incarcerated, in bondage, I was free. And it was, more than I anticipated, man. And it's probably one of the greatest feelings I ever had in my life. I'll always remember that moment. I'll always remember walking through them gates. That was the surreal moment from crossing from this end to that end without handcuffs on. And that's it, man. That was at least a little bit of my time spent on each one of those prisons. Now we can go back into these prisons with these, individual stories, and I can tell y'all about these characters, about these incidents, about these things that go on inside these walls of hell, and we're going to get back to these 33 years of prison stories. I appreciate each and every one of y'all that tune in to these stops, man, and roll with me. It was an idea, that came in my head to walk y'all through each one of these prisons. And I appreciate y'all patience, man, for me getting off of the stories and just taking this walk with me, man. I appreciate it, from the bottom of my heart. Everybody who watched, everybody who made a comment, everybody who, shared the video, everybody who made a like on the video. I appreciate y'all all, man. TBP, salute. We back on these 33 years of prison stories. We back on some interviews, man. Conversation with convicts. I'm going to bring y'all a lot of things coming up real soon, man. I got a conversation with convicts coming up soon. I know the date, but I want to be 100% sure. But we're going to get Freeway Ricky Ross, the real Rick Ross, on this conversation with convicts, man. So shout out to CC the Great and Black for help putting that thing together. But that's going to be a very, very big video, man. A serious thing, man. If y'all don't know who that is, y'all need to do y'all research. He was one of the biggest kingpin drug dealers of the 80s. He's also the inspiration for the TV series Snowfall. So yeah, I think that would be a big interview, especially for me, because like I say, this dude is a living legend, and he's overcome a lot of obstacles in his life to be at the point that he's at now. So we got that coming along, man, with Banky Pound YouTube, man, 33 years of prison stories and a lot more, man, in 2022. We're going to try to get on some of these big platforms as well. Shout out to Adam22 and No Jumper. We did that. Hopefully we can come back and see Adam again in the future, but we're going to try to get on these other platforms as well to try to put this positive energy out there, feed the positive, starve the negative, man. So TBP, man, we on the move. I don't go nowhere without y'all, man. So salute to y'all. Y'all be safe out there. Be smart. Make good decisions. Stay tuned, man. We got it going in 2022, and we ain't going to stop. We ain't going to take our feet off the gas. We trying to get this message out there, and we will do it by any means necessary. Salute, be safe, be smart, make good decisions. Boom! Duck that hook. I know it's fast, but you got to try to duck that hook.
The Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know. And I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.